Today we are going to make chicken pizzas. I will show you how to make it and we will talk about some new words in English. At the end of the video, I will explain the different vocabulary and teach you some new phrases and maybe even some grammar. Also, don't forget to check out the link in the comments where you can learn about my new courses. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. So what do you need for this recipe? First, you need 2 chicken breasts. Then you need some Italian seasoning or fresh basil. You need some cheese. Mozzarella? Colby Jack? You can choose. You usually need some sea salt, or any salt is fine. I will use some garlic powder. Garlic makes everything better. And some toppings. First, we're going to butterfly the chicken breast. We're going to cut it in half so that it's all about the same thickness. It's a little difficult, and sometimes I have to flip it over. There, and now we've got one part of our pizza crust and a second part of our pizza crust. But it seems a little thick. So let's see if we can make that into another. All right, now we have 3 pizzas. Now we will transfer these pieces of chicken to a plate and cut the other chicken breast. Now this one we're just going to cut into 2, and we're going to see which works better. Next, we're going to take some oil and heat it in a pan. Okay, we added some oil to this pan, and now we're going to let that get hot. While we wait, we're going to put some foil on a baking sheet. Okay, now the oil is done. Look how fast it moves. Now we'll put in the chicken. Now these are the ones I sliced very thin. This one is. So it will be about 2 minutes on each side until it's brown. Now, while they're in here, we will add Italian seasoning. Oop, that was more than I meant. I just meant a little. Oop. Let's turn that down a little. Not much though. And sprinkle with a little bit of sea salt, maybe. Let's check, is this brown? Nope, we'll give it a little bit more time. This is 2 minutes, so let's see, how does this one look? Ouch. it's browned on that side, so it's good. Let's check this one. Oh, it's also brown. Okay, good. I'll give it another 2. But I think it will be done before the 2 minutes is up. And this time we'll put a little garlic powder. A little Italian seasoning. And still just a little salt. Again, it is brown, so we're going to take it out, put it on the baking sheets, wait for it to stop popping, and check. Yep, that one's a little, we could use a minute more. Now let's check. Good. Very brown. Perfect. Now we'll put in some more chicken. Let's do this. Do it carefully. We will season these with Italian seasoning, garlic powder, and a little bit of salt. Okay, let's set the timer for 2 minutes, and while we wait for those to be finished, for the first chicken breast, we're going to put some pizza sauce on top. We'll do it for both. Why not? Then we can sprinkle a little more Italian seasoning, but these have a lot, so I think they're okay. Let's see, next we put cheese on top. Now, mozzarella cheese melts very quickly and effectively, so we can just put it like this. And as the chicken breasts bake, the cheese will spread out, and when we finish, it will look beautiful. We're going to add some pepperoni. These will be for my husband, but if you don't like pepperoni or you don't eat pork, then pepperoni can be skipped, and it'll be fine. Now let's check on these. Grab another fork. Yep, they're ready to turn. Another 2 minutes, and they should be done. Again, a little more Italian, a little more garlic powder, a little more sea salt, and we'll let those cook. I'm going to move this one so that we can fit all the chicken breasts on this pan. Yep. They're brown, which is what we need. There we go. Now we turn off the heat, turn off the stove. Now, for one of these, we're going to use fresh basil. And we're just going to tear the leaf into some little pieces. You can cut it if you're doing a lot, but for one, it doesn't seem worth it. There we go. And some mozzarella. Oh, I forgot the cheese. I forgot the pasta sauce. Oh no, what will we do? It's totally fine. We'll just lift it up. It's not that big of a deal. There we go. There we go. Pizza sauce is perfect. You can put more on it if you like. I don't like a lot of tomato sauce. There. All right, and now for fun, we're going to make that one with Colby Jack cheese. You could use any kind of cheese. They will all taste delicious. Cheese is never bad. And pepperoni. You could put the pepperoni on before the cheese if you wanted to. It really doesn't matter which goes first. There we go. And now we put it in the oven. And the chicken is done. Now, let's get the ones for my husband. There's one. Which other one? Oh, this one was his. And his dinner is served. Now you know how to make chicken pizza. Let's talk about some of the new vocabulary words that we learned. Thin. This book is thin. This book is thick. Thin, thick. We use the word thickness to describe how thin or thick something is. We talked about the thickness of the chicken. I wanted the chicken to be thin, but the chicken started out thick. Flip over. This means we take something and flip it over. We flipped over the chicken. We also flip over hamburgers when we cook them, or omelets. We flip over omelets. transfer. This means to move something from inside one place or thing and into another. I have water in this cup. I'm going to transfer the water from this cup to this cup. I transfer the water from this cup into this container. Transfer. We also use this word, transfer, when we're talking about work. You can transfer from one location in your job to another. For example, maybe you work in an office in Indiana and you want to move to Florida. You can ask your company to transfer you to the office in Florida. Or your job can say you have to transfer. They can say that they don't need you in Indiana and they are transferring you to Florida. Melt. We use this word to talk about when something starts out as a solid, like the piece of butter, and then it becomes a liquid. For example, ice is solid, but when it melts in my hand, it becomes water. And now, look, my hand is wet and there is water dropping because the ice melted. Spread out. That means to go from all being in one area to being in a bigger area. In this video, when the cheese started, it was in a small area. But when we put it in the oven, the cheese spread out as it melted. Spread out. We also use this to talk about what people do. Before the pandemic, people always stayed close together. But now we expect them to spread out and stay 6 feet apart. Tear. Tear is the verb we use for this. Tear. I tear the paper. We also use tear up. Tear up is when we take something and tear it into small pieces so it can't go back together. We break it. Delicious. We use this word to talk about a food that is very, very good. I think steak is delicious. What do you think is delicious? Ice cream? Broccoli? Tell me in the comments. I hope that this is helpful. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos and my courses. The link is in the comments.